Hi, everyone, and welcome. Tonight, we are so excited that you're going to be here joining us for a Familiar World RPG, TTRPG charity stream, which is supporting Direct Relief, who right now are deploying emergency supplies requested by health facilities in Hawaii. There are a total of 2 links in the chat right now. Both of them will take you to our Tiltify, where you can support Direct Relief. If you do support Direct Relief by donating financially, for every $5 that you do donate, you'll get entered into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Talon and Claw. They have amazing dice vaults. If mine was close enough for me to grab it, I would show you, but I'm a silly style that didn't do that in advance. But go and check them out. They're very, very cool. And not only can you win something for yourself, but you can also help our players with some incentives. So if you donate if you donate $10, you can gift a reroll to any player. If you donate $25, you can gift an automatic success. And if you donate $75 or more, you can name the next NPC that Evie will be using in our game. So, those are just a few things for you to know. My name is Jess. My pronouns are they, them, theirs. And tonight I'm going to be playing CJ, who is of the knowing background. And her pronouns are she, her, hers. And I will pass it to Tenzin.
Hi, I'm Tenzin. My pronouns are they, them. I will be playing Grape. Grape's pronouns are he, him. He's a distinguished gentleman. He's a Dracula parrot. Look it up. It's a fun-looking parrot. And yeah, I'm excited to be on this adventure with everybody here. Oh, I'll pass it on to AJ.
Hi, I'm AJ, also known as Sushi Kid. My pronouns are he, they, but I will be playing Rippet. Uh, they go by they, them. And I am of the Movement playbook. Don't worry about Rippet's name. Don't worry about it. They just like to go fast.
Very cute. I guess that I will take it from there. I am Evie, also known as the Disaster GM. I am going to be running tonight's game as the game moderator. I will be of a variety of genders and non-genders due to the fact that I am GMing, and personally, any pronouns for me. So, no problem at all. So, as a notification for any of you who happen to be watching, the A Familiar World game is a Powered by the Apocalypse inspired game, which means that we'll be using a 2d6 system, and they are using background playbooks essentially for their characters. Are there any other announcements or anything that we need to cover before we can roll into the game?
I think we're ready to roll.
All right, awesome. So in that case, we will roll in. It is, for the most part, a nice afternoon. The sky is fluffy and clear, clouds and bright blue skies overhead. The nearby forest kind of sings with the wilderness. It is a good temperature, it is peaceful, and it has been hours since you last saw your practitioners. For a variety of reasons, you might not have noticed them going. Perhaps you were on a delivery mission, or you are used to them wandering off and you needing to take care of whatever happened. Perhaps you were reading and preoccupied. But as you come into the afternoon and realize that it's been quiet, there is no sign of them. CJ, looking up from the book that you have recently been hyper-focusing on, your house, cabin, wherever you happen to be, is very quiet. Very, very quiet. Would you like to describe yourself as you apparently do the very fluffy thing of tail in the camera?
Yes, I will do that. So like I mentioned, my name is CJ and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a small grayish cat. Almost my entire body is actually gray fur, except for right on my chest there is a little white bow, essentially made out of fur. Like Evie said, I am reading. That is something that I enjoy so much. So much, in fact, that when JC, my human, left, I didn't hear her at all. I'd probably be reading a manual on how to build a bridge. Something that I personally wouldn't do myself, the building of the bridge, but I do like to walk across bridges and know how they work. So we'll say I was reading that.
Okay. Yeah, it's good to know how it works and that you're not going to fall, or that other people aren't going to fall because you are a cat. But yeah, so it is very, very quiet. As far as you know, JC didn't actually have any plans to go anywhere today. They were also, as far as you know, just reading.
Exactly. A little sad that she would leave me without telling me where she's going.
Yeah. Would you like to maybe take a look around?
No, I'm going to look longingly out of the window, actually.
Okay.
But barring that I might need to look around, I will.
Okay.
After I, long for her at the window.
Yes. So looking around, or looking out through the window, it is, again, a very nice day. The air seems crisp. It is a puppy in the screen as well. It is a lovely day outside, possibly mid-spring. You do see drag marks on the ground. About the same time that you see your opposite and somewhat friend wandering by, either in search or perhaps on a mission/delivery. So, Rippet, would you like to describe your character and what you might be doing out and about?
Yeah, so Rippet is a rat, just a mangy rat, but looks a little different for the fact that they have like these little, looks like wires, and a little chest ornament that is like just has like ethereal energy in it, and it is enabling them to just carry and move as fast as possible with this bag of stuff that they have. I would suspect that Rippet is just in the middle of a delivery. So other than that, Rip is just a black rat, just fur mess all over, and yeah, just walking around with a bag of stuff.
Probably disproportionate to your size due to your little assisting feature. You are passing through the, I wouldn't really call it lawn because we don't really do the grass thing here in Fantasyland. But you are passing through the front area of a familiar cabin that you have visited more often than not. And you do see an odd amount of disturbed ground and what seem like drag marks passing through the meadow-like area as you go passing by. And just off to the side, you see CJ just kind of looking out the window instead of reading.
I think I would like move my tail like this at you, which you know is a wave. I'm too lazy for my actual hand.
Sorry, I just had to close my door. We'll just stop in the middle of whatever they're doing. What are you doing?
And I'm gonna hold up my hand to my ear, pretend like I can't hear you.
What are you doing?
I'm just bathing. I'm just gonna pretend to be bathing.
Okay. It's I guess look, I'm gonna look at these drag marks because they're not my drag marks.
No, they're big. Couple of chunks pulled out of the ground. Some weeds have been dragged out and disturbed. Several of the patches of wildflower are just completely flattened and torn up.
Did you see what did this?
I'm gonna shake my head no. At that point, I'm going to make my way outside of the house.
Okay.
Ribbit,
Yeah.
my human isn't here. Is your human with you?
No. My guy's always inside. He doesn't go out. I'm just doing my usual delivery run, so doesn't need to be out and about.
Have you seen Grapes?
Not yet. I do have something for him. It's whatever's in this package.
I'm gonna sniff at the package.
Probably seeds.
I guess I could walk over to Grapes with you. What's this? And I'm gonna like point with my body and my tail at the drag marks.
It's maybe human-sized in the width, with obvious signs of things have been either kicked or grabbed or torn out of what had been a nice, peaceful, warm area for you to kind of sun yourself when you wanted to read outside.
Ribbit. I usually sunbathe here. This doesn't really do for me.
Oh, that sucks.
This is kind of ginormous. This is like human-sized. Do you have one of these where you came from?
Just looks in the bag. No.
Okay. Let's ask Grapes. He's gonna know. Or they're gonna know.
So conveniently, based off of where or what I know of Grapes practitioner and where they generally wander around, you would be heading in approximately the same direction as the drag marks, though you do veer off a little bit because the drag marks are going into the nearby copse of woods, which is where Grape and his practitioner happen to spend a lot of time.
On second thought, I'm gonna go and get something real quick, and I'm just gonna like scurry inside, and you're gonna see me very leisurely walk out with a little knapsack, and inside that knapsack is a notebook and some writing devices, probably some snacks too. I get hungry. And I'm just going to follow Rippet as they lead me in the direction of Grape's house. And I'm just gonna like take little notes about the things that I see. Like, oh, this looks like it's about 5 paw widths, you know, across and all of that.
Okay, do you have anything that you would like to potentially roll for that? Perhaps a move that would be effective of understanding your surroundings or learning something.
Yeah, I would like to roll for some wisdom just of the crime scene. That's what I'm gonna call this. Actually, okay, how does an 8 sound? It's not that bad.
8 is a partial success. 8 is a partial success. So you don't have like mystical knowledge coming at you, but you are able to ask me a question. What would you like to know?
I would like to know, what secrets would I know that are relevant to this situation?
It is unusual for this much ground to be disturbed. It would be someone struggling or someone purposefully doing this, because this is still natural earth, this is natural ground. And even just dragging a package or dragging some sort of game, if it was a hunter, would just flatten some of the plant matter, not quite literally tear up chunks from the ground. So something, potentially an actual crime, as you called it, crime scene, has actually happened. This is the sign of a struggle.
Going to write these notes again, just writing them down and following kind of haphazardly behind Rippet.
Okay. So eventually it does veer off, going in a slightly different direction than you guys are on your search for Grape, which we will shift slightly over to see what it is that you encounter when you reach them. Grape, your practitioner has been gone all day. You don't remember how or when you lost track of them, but once again, they are missing somehow, lost, you don't know, but they're gone somewhere. Would you like to describe yourself and how you're reacting, potentially even whether this is a home or campsite?
Grape is definitely anxious. He's a high intensity sort of bird, parrot. He's the type to drink very strong coffee in the morning, every morning, just trying to keep up with the grand plans and impulsive decisions his practitioner makes in a drop of a hat. So he is just kind of scrambling around, thinking, "Oh no, she's lost again. I know, we've been through this many times," and he's just trying to locate on this giant map that's in their like home, that's on the wall with red pins, push pins here and there, showing where he has found her throughout the past times, so he can keep a record of where to maybe revisit. On that map, there are a few pieces missing because it's not a complete map. The forest still has yet to be discovered fully.
All right. So as Grape is doing this somewhat panicked planning of potential search, You guys do arrive at this forest home. The door is slightly cracked open, kind of so that Grape can hear more easily what's going on outside and the potential approach of this missing practitioner. When you poke your head inside, you see this full on, it's happened again.
I kicked the door.
Lady Kiff, is that you? And then like Grape looks around and sees that it's just Ripid. Why are you kicking the door down so loudly in this time of day? I am working on something very, very important right now.
It's the afternoon.
You could have given me a heart attack. I'm on my second cup of coffee.
Say that sentence again and think about what you said.
You could have given. Anyways, do you have it? Did you bring what I've been waiting for the past 2 weeks?
Yep, it's here. Rip dip dip delivery.
Thank you. And he like reaches his like feathery arms over and grabs it and opens it. What's inside?
It is indeed a piece of map that you have been looking for, just kind of wrapped around a small packet of seeds that are just not necessarily ordered, but added on for the frequency of delivery. So you've got a little bit of a snack treat, as well as what seems to be the map of a cave system that was kind of a cave-in the last time you were there, but somehow someone that Ripit's person knows got a hold of a general map of some of the cave system for you.
I'm just like elbowing CJ. Told you it was seeds.
Well, these aren't just any seeds. These are blood seeds. It's a very delicious treat for someone of my type. Now excuse me. And I like start like pecking, eating at them. Off the paper.
You're muted, Jess.
Muted.
I do everything in my power to suppress my laughter.
Oh, yes. Which, out of character as someone whose father had parrots and like birds growing up, this is actually very accurate behavior. The parrots would steal coffee from his cup every morning. And just like attacked seeds as soon as they were available.
Yes.
So kudos.
So grapes, I always had the question, are you like actually...
It's grape. There's no S at the end.
Are you actually like brewing the coffee, or are you just straight up eating the bean?
Anyways, this piece of map is going to help us find my practitioner. Now, if you'll pardon me, I'd like to see where it fits on the wall here.
I'm going
Yes,
to hold
what?
up my finger and say, your human is also gone.
No, not human per se. They're an elf.
Your person? Does that count?
Being?
Your being, your two-legged walk-around, your practitioner
Yes.
is also missing.
Mortal.
Well, I wouldn't say missing, maybe lost. It's pretty natural of her to get lost. Lady Kiff is a bit of a eccentric, impulsive person. Loves to adventure, as you may have heard.
Ours are also, did you say lost? Lost.
No.
Missing.
Yes. Not missing, lost. I feel that has to be
It
stated.
hasn't been confirmed of whether mine is lost or not.
I'm going to take a peek out the window to see if I can see any drag marks.
Not here, at least not that are in obvious sight.
I'm going to share my findings with the other two. I'm just going to kind of let them peer over my notebook. Well, we can all read, right?
Yes, you can read.
Oh no, that was a question to them.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
We can. To who? Me?
To everyone.
To everyone. Yeah. I can read like 5 different languages.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can read.
Okay. Your tone makes me question you.
I have to read the labels.
Okay.
Clearly color coded.
And it's just gonna talk about the drag marks and how they're approximately human-sized, and that there was definitely a struggle, and there's gonna be crime scene, like, written and underlined and underlined and underlined. And I'm going to look at Grape and say, so it might actually be missing.
Well, I don't take it personally, but your practitioners are a bit of a homebodies, are they not?
So
it's very
we
likely
like to read before we go out and
I
cross
love
the
to
bridge.
Yes, I love to read. I love learning new things. I love the pursuit of knowledge. It should be accessible for everyone, whether they can read or not. But my Lady Kif, as well as read, likes to adventure, and most of the time I have successfully located her. So I feel that maybe yours may be missing as they have less experience outdoors, but my Lady Kif wouldn't be missing, really. Just happily lost.
Okay, well then we can find JC first.
Would you like to look at this finished map? Well, not finished. It's partly finished, but could I just maybe double check? Maybe we'll find them all having a soiree together or something like that.
Okay. I'm gonna cross my arms and kind of vibrate my tail.
I would like to try to piece on the board this additional piece of a map.
Hey,
So
CJ. What's a soiree?
It's when, people get together and they drink and talk really loudly.
Party.
Yeah.
Intimate get together.
Yes.
Okay.
Intimate, well, you don't have to be intimate to go to a soiree, but you can be.
So the cave system, it takes you a minute or two to piece where it would go or where the openings would have been, because you've been through a variety of areas in these woods, and there are a variety of caves and different heights of topography, but you do eventually find where on this particular size of map the cave-in was, that blocked off that particular entrance, and are able to kind of piece where it would be.
Is there any kind of name or title or anything on this map?
The locations for the most part are not named, other than little scribbled parts from your elf, because she's been kind of naming it herself, due to the fact that it's not a really fully explored woods.
Yeah, and you can't read the handwriting at all. Nobody but her can read the handwritings.
Yeah, so there are some scribbled names. What those are? But if you happen to look at it, CJ, you would also be able to identify at least this map, as you can tell the approximate direction that those drag marks were going in. and what would be in that approximate area.
I'll kind of point at a part on the map and say, for the record, I can read, but I cannot read this. But this, I think, is where the drag marks were that my poor JC was likely taken to her death soiree, as you may say, Grape.
Death soiree? Who are you accusing of attempted murder?
No, not you. Somebody is trying to murder her, obviously. This is...
Well, it's not Lady Kif, that's for sure.
No, but you said maybe they'd be at a soiree. I don't think so. I think it's murder. They obviously want us for our library. I'm so lucky to be here with 8 of my 9 lives.
I'm curious to hear what that single life, how you lost that, but maybe at another time, maybe
Look,
while
I
we
said I was
walk.
sorry about that, okay? We don't have to keep on bringing it up.
You're just gonna see my tail, like, violently, like, all over the place, and I'll just kind of, like, turn my body away from them.
I have also been slowly eating some of the blood seeds.
Of course. So where CJ was pointing, Grape, it is an area that Lady Kif has been lost in before.
Okay.
That's not particularly unique, but it is an area that Lady Kif has been lost in before. So you've at least been there searching for her. I'll even say that it's somewhere that perhaps AJ was helping you search.
Ribbit was helping? Oh, wait, CJ?
Oh, yeah, Ribbit, yeah.
Ribbit. Oh, helping me search. Okay. Well, now that we have this important piece, and I do recognize a bit about the area, and you mentioned, CJ, that the drag marks lead that direction, I think we should start there, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Great. So we're in agreement. Have we packed our things for this trek?
I have my handy pin and handy notebook, and I have snacks.
Perfect.
And
I have more seeds in my pouch.
Got a bag. It's got some stuff in it. I don't know what's in there.
Aren't those things you need to deliver to others?
Well, now we're going somewhere, so now I gotta deliver the safety of my supposed missing person, which I don't know if they're missing still.
Well, it's a good thing you're speedy, Ribbit.
You are the movement, so you are fast. You would be able to theoretically go home and check if you are beginning to become concerned, or you can just kind of hang around and help the other two.
I'll see what happens, you know? Like,
Okay.
Look, it just says it needs to be delivered by today. We don't ever have a specified time.
Reasonable. So, not success for whoever needs it. Looks like it came through. Thank you for the donation. But yes, so as you guys decide to venture forth from the woodland home that Grape and Lady Kif reside within, looking around, you still don't necessarily see drag marks from around the woodland home. You do see a lot of well-traveled paths from the fact that they do wander around and are frequently out in the woods, unlike you and your practitioner, CJ. We'll say that with your partial success of the prior drag marks, you are able to identify which are the most recently traveled, which seem in the direction that you're going in, but that's not to say that they're actually in the same location.
So I don't have any new information. I can tell that this path has been traveled, but this is also the path that we traveled, Rippet and I, to get here. So I say that we go and we look for this little death soiree, and if we find Lady Kith, and if we find actually, Rippet, I don't remember what your practitioner's name is.
Joe.
Joe?
Joe.
Joe. I don't know anything about Joe. This is... I thought we were friends. Wow. I need to seriously evaluate me in this thinking cap that I have on. Wow.
Well, maybe if you just stepped out of the place once in a while instead of napping a lot.
But have
may
you
help.
napped, Grape? It's so nice. It's so inviting.
I don't sleep really much at all.
You should try it.
It's because you're eating the straight bean, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am.
I've read about this. It's not good for you.
It's very easy to crack with my beak. I enjoy the very essence of the center of when I get to it. It's just pure caffeine. Pardon me if I enjoy a little energizing bites once in a while.
I'm gonna look straight at Rippet and say, he's a fiend for the fiend.
Gotta eat that bean.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Direct beak to bean action.
Yeah. But yes, so with the knowledge that Grape is a caffeine addict that is eating the straight caffeine or coffee beans, you, without too much delay, are able to find your way back to where that drag mark had diverged from your path to Grape. Which, Grape, this is obviously the sign of a struggle. You've seen it before.
I'd like to study it more, see anywhere around, like just aside from the ground, like are there like displaced bushes, any other direction maybe that can, or maybe if there's anything left behind or anything like that.
Okay. So if you would like to feel it out, you can, and we do have a natural success for whoever needs it from a recent donation.
I know I have a reroll, so I'll like to use that first, get it out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll
Go ahead.
roll. Ooh, I got a 10. I might not even have to
10.
use a reroll.
That is a full success. So to feel it out, you are able to ask 3 questions about the area. That I'm like gesturing 3, but it's off camera, so you can't see me. But yeah, so you're able to ask 3 questions about the environment that you are looking for. So you said you were looking for disturbed bushes, I think you mentioned.
Yeah. By the way, it's 12 because I didn't add my wits, so that's 12.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
Disturbed bushes. Wow, that's quite a phrase. Yes. Anything out of the ordinary, maybe something human or elf shaped in the greenery, or if something was left behind. That.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are able to, with that success, see that the struggle in this path is starting to lessen, possibly due to the length of time that they have been dragged. And there is indeed something that is kind of embedded in the disturbed dirt.
Ooh, I'd like to get whatever that is.
Okay. So
I'd like to clear the dirt off with my feathers, just like, like.
Okay. Okay. So full on like archaeology.
Yeah.
Method. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got archaeology parrot that is just kind of disturbing the dirt, like looking at it, and it's not familiar to you, but Rip It, you do recognize that it is like the torn packaging of what seems to be a prior delivery, or either possibly even just a delivery that was never given to you.
Trying to look at these moves to see if I can do anything with it. Because, like, obviously the first thing I'm going to do is lick it.
Okay.
Obviously.
I'm going to figure out what... can I use my inherent knowing of if I lick this piece of package, I'll figure out what package this was?
You can either roll, or I believe that the natural success is still available on the table.
Yeah, let's do the natural success on this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, you do recognize the packaging that your practitioner just sends out with you on a frequent basis. It is an older one that tastes like a book. It tastes like paper and leather and ink and a lot of dirt. A lot of dirt. It was buried in dirt, so that makes sense.
Oh, it was dirt. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. It's like, oh no, it's a dirty book. Oh no, it was just dirt. It was a book. Paper, leather, older. Might have been a dirty book. No, that was just a dirt. No, never mind.
Yeah,
that's just dirt.
It's about the size that you would, I don't know, use as a page marker, a bookmark.
That's the size of the piece that we found?
Yeah. It's a little torn, but it's about the size that you would use as a bookmark. Mm-hmm. So it's obviously not the entire package.
Yeah. Do the drag marks continue on from here?
As I mentioned to Grape, they are starting to not be as deep. They are showing that the struggle was either dying off because the person was exhausted, or they were just being lifted higher off the ground.
I think we just gotta keep following. I don't know why this package wasn't with me, but
what do you suppose it is?
A book. That's about all I got.
You see me visibly perk up at the mention of a book. I do like those.
Yeah, you like books. You've had books delivered to you and your practitioner, JC, multiple times.
Do you suppose this was a book for me?
Is there any writing on it? Or is this just
There's the hint of the label, but it's not quite enough to tell you what was inside or who it was to.
Yeah. The color is gone.
Yeah. The color is gone.
There's no color coordinating. I don't know who it's for.
Can rats see color?
This rat does.
This rat can. This rat's a familiar. This rat can definitely see color if this rat wants to see color.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk, so. And read.
Yeah.
I'm a familiar that's also enhanced by magic. Arc thingy. Yeah, I guess we just keep on following the trail as much as we can, but someone had a book.
Grape, did you bring that section of the map with us?
Why, yes, of course I did. And I mean, take it from like the back and like from the, like as if a piece of paper, I shove it between the back fluff feathers, you know, like Here. It's right here.
And do you think maybe that there are any notable locations that you could drag someone to near this area?
Well, you can drag someone to any direction until you can't drag them no more, which seems that's where we're approaching. But did they just fly? Did they disappear into thin air? Did they go underground?
Did they murder
just
her?
teleport? No, don't
You
talk
need
about
to-
murder.
You have been reading too many murder mystery books.
That's it. That must be it.
I will have you know that I was reading a book about bridges before this.
Yeah, what were you reading before the book about bridges?
How to murder your friends and get away with it.
Why do I
It's a lovely murder mystery. I highly recommend. Thrilling until the end.
Well, that is not what's happening here. Nobody's dead. Nobody's been murdered. We don't know that. And we just need to just keep it together and find our friends. Our
just
friends?
pull it? Yeah, the only blood here is these blood seeds.
Hey, I didn't give you any. Give it back.
This was from the house.
Right. DJ, I may need to borrow that book of yours to read later on.
And the suspense just keeps on suspending. How fun.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where to go. And
Okay.
I am distraught.
Would flying
Okay.
help?
And you see my eyes light up. This is one of my favorite activities. Yes, if I could just make a harness so I don't fall off of you, I think that would be the best for me. You know what happened last time.
I'm not so sure about taking a cat that high up. I'm not that strong. Since the last time we attempted this. How about I just go look and then I'll come back?
Grounded as always. It's fine.
Poor kitty cat.
Oh, don't be sad. It's not like you're too heavy. Sure, we can try.
Again, my eyes light up and you see me start, like, making a little makeshift, like, harness thing to just glue me to you, Grape.
I loosen my bow tie, just knowing something's gonna go wrong. Just like, oh my god, I need to breathe. Focus. So I spread my wings. Like, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Prior to the flight, I would like CJ to roll for just a little tinkering to create your harness.
Oh no.
It is roll plus wit.
Okay, so an 8.
Is a partial success. So as far as you can tell, it fits you, and it's got claw holes for the very grippy claws of the parrot friend that is approximately your size and going to attempt to lift you up into the air.
Excellent.
All right. Ready?
Ready.
Oh, my back.
Yeah,
Oh.
it is a very lucky thing that both of you are familiars, because that means that you are not made of true physical form. You are made of essence, but it is still heavy, powerful essence. As you drag this being up into the air where they are not normally a part of, and you can feel their connection to the knowledge and knowing that is down there, and how down there works, and how the ground beneath them works, and you don't have any ground beneath you anymore, CJ, which you're a cat, so maybe you're not afraid of heights, but you have no control over the direction and movement that you have right now. And with that partial success, you can feel the harness starting to kind of stretch. Not necessarily tear, but
Hold on.
grip is getting interesting. What are you guys doing while you are up in the air? And Rippet, you are remaining down on the ground, theoretically watching this or gorging yourself on seats. I don't know.
I'm watching this because I'm not. I know my place. Rats don't belong in the sky.
Never heard of bats.
Cats in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah, like you can feel it stretching.
And that's it. That's all you hear. I don't know. Do birds have ears? You do, because you can hear this. Just behind you. No words are forming. Just hyperventilating almost.
I feel like you're starting to slip. What are you doing? What are you doing down there?
I'm fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Okay, I'm taking us lower because it's hard to concentrate on anything right now when you're breathing so loudly. I'm getting a little nervous.
I just like to breathe. This is
This
fine.
was a bad idea. Remove your claws from my talons, please. It hurts.
And I remove them. And the breathing just gets louder after I remove
like
them.
above the tree. We get closer to it like a tree.
I think I slice myself off the harness and jump to the tree.
Okay. All right. So roll to avoid damage. Because you are throwing yourself into a tree.
I rolled an 11.
Ooh.
Rolled an 11. That is a full success. You have avoided the danger entirely. So as you... I can't take this anymore. I can feel that it's starting to come apart. You just knock yourself out of it entirely, use your claws, slices it open, and you sail through the air, and you are left gripping the tattered harness, Grape, as CJ just disappears into the leaves below and into that tree. CJ, with the grace expected of a cat, just all fours, slightest bounce onto a limb, graceful as anything.
I think I just start going down claw by claw until I scoop myself back, probably back to Rippet.
Okay. So
I feel like I have been following, just on the ground, just looking up, just Look, see, last time I was there, and then I heard CJ just go to let me down, and I let her down, but I didn't give her any warning. That's why she has one less life.
So yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that little addition right there. Perfect. Definitely won't use that later. Anyway, Grape, you are now just holding on to the remnants of this harness up in the air, at least without the added weight of CJ on you. I believe you had intended to do something up there, and CJ apparently was going to assist or also do the same thing and is now working their way through a tree. So what exactly are you guys attempting to do during all of this process?
Grape, having dropped CJ from fucking 10 feet up. Like, I killed CJ! No! CJ, are you okay? Are you alright down there?
You'll just hear, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Oh, thank feathers. Oh my
Even
goodness.
if you did, they have 8 other lives.
Oh,
Hey, don't you say that.
What?
You heard me.
I need to focus. And then so I'm like looking around for this, like the cave that's on the map. You know, the cave-in cave, and hopefully a head of silver white hair that my practitioner has. Maybe a head poking out somewhere, running through the forest. Who knows? Anything that kind of stands out. Especially things that maybe sparkle, because birds do like the sparkling. But yeah.
Okay. So looking around, go ahead and make a roll to either feel it out, or if you have any playbook specific moves that you had wanted to utilize with that.
I mean, I have like commune, but that's like, okay, I can gain information from nature. Like read a creature, but I can target plants, minerals, water, and other natural resources nearby.
So with that, you would be able to commune with the trees and plants, etc., that are beneath you. You wouldn't necessarily be able to commune with the entire woods. The woods are big. But looking around and just trying to absorb the energy of these plants that in some way witnessed whatever happened. Go ahead and roll plus spirit.
Okay, which is a 3, so... Ooh. Okay, so I rolled 4, with plus 3 is like 7, so it's not good enough, so I'd like to re-roll. Thank you, Jack.
Okay, you do have a re-roll. Wonderful.
Thank you, Jack, who's my fiance and shouldn't be... Okay, alright, I was... Oh, okay, this is better. That's a 6 and a 3, so that's a 9, and then 10, 11, 12. That's a 12.
Okay. Very cool. So 12 is a full success. You gain hold 3, which allows you to gain 3 questions that you can ask throughout either this particular task or as you journey along, absorbing this information and the feeling of it from nature around you.
Okay.
In this particular instance, you were trying to find the direction of the cave and potentially see shiny things / the missing practitioners. Do you have specific questions on that, or did you want general knowledge in response?
Well, that's just one of the questions I would use, right? Out of the 3?
The direction of the caves from here, if you are going to do that instead of basically just looking around, then that would be one question. And then potentially either the presence of or prior presence of the practitioners would be a secondary question.
Okay, I'd like to use both if I can.
Okay, you definitely can. You've got 3 questions. So the first question, the direction of the caves. It is a little bit more towards the north, so you'd be heading a little bit more left than you currently are. But with the path of like drag marks gradually fading off, it's hard to say if they just continue in the same direction no matter what. But you are able to gather from the woods and plants and even breeze around you the direction of those caves that you had just gotten the maps of. And even that there are more entrances than just the cave-in location that you had initially found. You
I
also get the feeling that someone familiar, someone you have met, was dragged through here and gradually just kind of went unconscious, passed out, either from exhaustion or maybe being knocked out. And that's who was being dragged.
Wow, okay. I fly back a little bit, still kind of flapping right above them. And I'll relay that information of where the multiple openings of the caves are, and that somebody really seems to be in danger, and maybe CJ could be onto something in terms of a murder soiree. We'll see.
You're saying that the
soiree.
murder soiree is real?
I said there seems to be a struggle, and it's now looking more likely that our practitioners could be in danger. I don't know who could be brave enough to stand up to my Lady Kif like this, but it could have been anyone.
You just hear, this is fine, this is fine, everything's fine, this is fine, we're gonna save the day, this is fine. I've read about this once, in a book.
Let me help calm you down. And I pluck a feather from my wing, and I like do this to the cat, like here's a feather.
And I bat at it with my hands.
There, kitty. You'll be okay.
Okay, I do feel better.
You can keep this.
Thanks. My vote, is that when we go to the entrance, we walk. And this is not a take it or leave it. This is a non-negotiable. That we walk on the ground.
I'm perfectly capable of walking as well. I'm good with that.
I'm gonna look over towards Rippet.
Oh no, I suddenly can't walk anymore. I guess I'm gonna have to lay on your back. Oh no. Of course we're gonna walk.
Excellent.
Okay. So yeah, you start walking, specifically walking on the ground, not in the air, not held up by a barely held together harness, walking on the ground towards the caves, I'm guessing, which is where Grape had been directing you toward. You do see the drag marks like just kind of ease off slowly, and then suddenly they're gone. There is signs of people passing through, and then even that is just done. It's gone.
So are we going towards the cave even to the point of where the drag marks are just gone?
And you said there's multiple entrances?
You know that there are multiple entrances. Where those are, you are not quite sure. It was too far away for the forest and breeze, essentially, to give you exact locations.
I would like to call out, just say like, Lady Kif, it's me, your familiar. Grape, are you there?
It does quiet the various sounds of the wood by you calling out loudly, but there's no response back.
I would like, if I may, to walk up to the cave. I would like to kind of brush up like all my little scent glands, like all over the cave. And I would like to attune to the energy of the world around me, specifically this cave, to gain some knowledge on if it smells like my human JC in this area.
So that is your once per day. That is your once per day, which means that you do not have to roll. So as you brush your scent glands up and you're scenting it and you're sniffing, this is the location of the cave-in, and there are that blocked off this particular entrance to the series of caverns. But you do see that it's not right. It's like cave-ins are messy. It's rubble and rocks and everything piled up. And not only do these rocks kind of smell like you're human, they look like they've been placed as opposed to fell.
I'm gonna clear my throat to get the attention of the other two.
Yes?
I don't think that these rocks fell. I think that they were placed here specifically to keep us out, and that the murder soiree is happening in here behind those rocks. This has JC scent all over it.
I got this. Just, step up to this pile of rocks. Just gonna be like, and just gonna. I'm gonna use my ability, Twist of Luck, and just to grab a rock to remove, so it's just perfect. A perfect entrance appears.
Okay. So that is to roll plus spirit, please.
Hell yeah. That's double fives. Plus 2. 12.
Very nice. Very cool. So yes, without any complications, you're in tune with the movement of things and the positioning and how things settle and how things come apart. And just through the luck or your inherent connection to movement and magic causes things to shift, and just it wasn't placed correctly this time. Maybe that's why it was so obvious, but it wasn't placed correctly. And with a little bit of kind of just a little butt bump of your little rat booty, it just kind of slides and slumps and forward into the cave entrance, creating an obvious opening for yourselves.
I think what it kind of looked like was just like the energy in my little arc reactor thing just kind of like started swirling and being very ethereal. And there's a rock climbing anime of which there's this the main character kind of like views it as like it looks like a kind of like a Tetris puzzle and stuff like that. So I think basically Rippett's head was just like just going back and forth, just like throughout all the rocks, and just like
So CJ, you probably have seen Rippet do this once or twice before in your various unwilling adventures. It's unusual that it is this effective, but it's happened, and it has opened up an entrance toward where you believe you're human to be. It is a dark, large cavern opening.
To the murder soiree, and just goes rocking in.
Ribbit, you have been going to the gym. Have you been drinking the creatine that I said that you should have, and maybe doing the macro counting and the protein powder and the BCAAs?
I was supposed to drink that.
I mean, you don't have to drink it. You could eat it. I don't know how tasty that would be, but in all the books I've read, they say that drinking it is the best.
I've just been rolling in it.
I bet it was the blood seeds that you stole. Had on hand.
Well, friends, this is what we have before us. We have a murder soiree to stop, and, well, I don't know. I mean,
Onward! Just runs in.
I'm gonna look at Grape and just look at where Rippet ran off to and look at Grape and then just slowly start walking that way.
Wait for me! And I like pull open my wings and I just start following. Oh!
Carrot waddle. Carrot waddle. It's adorable.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But yeah, so it is a dark, wide opening, and while you had, on the rocks at least, scented JC, it's a little rank in here. Like, it's not forest cave, kind of mossy and petrichor and like rotting leaves and stuff. It's like unwashed bodies and and like possibly rotting food of some kind. It's not pleasant once you guys start venturing in.
More like stinky soiree.
Yeah, very stinky.
I start paragagging. I'm fine.
A fur ball starts to come up.
Yeah. It's nasty. Any reaction from you, Rippet?
I'm good.
You good?
Fine.
You are
A
rat
rat.
fine. Yeah, you are rat fine.
Yeah.
But
He's
yeah,
all rat.
so yeah, he's all right. But love it. Beautiful pun.
Sorry,
But
they're
yeah,
all
so
rat. No.
yeah, so as you venture forth, you begin to see signs of, I wouldn't really call it habitation, but signs of creatures or people having been through here, possibly the leftover remains of someone having snacked on something. Maybe a squirrel? Hard to say. Small, mostly just rotting nastiness, and that's where a lot of the smell is coming from. But there's also what looks to be like places that things might have slept in.
It's all
It's
good.
not great.
It's all good. To guide me through this cave, I know exactly
lick
what I need to do. I'm not gonna lick the cave. I'm gonna use my once per day.
Okay.
I am going to attune to the energy of the world around and gain knowledge, but I would like to reflavor it. I am
Go ahead.
attuning to the scent of peanut butter crackers that is in my owner's pocket.
All right. So this will also help to confirm whether or not your person is there, because you weren't
Yes.
quite sure.
I wasn't sure if Joe was here, but if Joe is here,
Yeah.
he has peanut butter crackers in his pocket.
Okay. Yeah, so you just kind of lift your twitchy little nose up into the air and let the magic of movement and energy flow through you, and the scent waft past you, and you smell books and rotted meat and berries
Mhm.
and grasses and peanut butter.
You smell peanut butter. Joe is here.
You also can tell that the flow of movement and all of these scents does pass through where the rocks had been and into one particular branch of the connecting tunnels and caves.
Follow me, for the peanut buttery smell we go. It starts.
Good work, Ribbit. That nose sure is coming in handy.
I just gotta follow my nose.
Oh.
Peanut butter taste it shows.
Yeah, peanut butter is good. I have some on my desk. But
It is good.
But yeah. So you pass by what seems to be a not quite camp stop of old, nasty, not quite food. And in the direction of peanut butter, it is getting darker as you venture through the cave. It is getting darker as you venture into the cave. You start hearing movement, voices. It's kind of echoey, the way that things are when they're farther away and in caverns. So you're not quite sure exactly where it's going, but Rippet is leading you pretty decently. And as you pass along, a kind of feeling of pressure around you builds. Almost as if it's slight claustrophobia, but as far as I know, none of you are actually claustrophobic. Sort of like an oppressing presence is weighing on you. And it's not the cave. And as you venture forth, I believe that the players are asking for a bio break.
All right, friends, we will be back in like 5 short minutes. Don't go anywhere unless you're going to the Tiltify website using our nice link pinned at the top of the chat. We are supporting direct relief, so I'm also going to put a charity link as well as there. They are deploying emergency supplies requested by health facilities in Hawaii. So please, 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 if you are able to support direct relief, for every $5 you donate, you do get an entry to win a $25 gift card to Talon and Claw. And there are 3 fun ways that you can interact with the stream by naming an NPC for donating $75 or more. $25 gets a instant success to any player, and $10 gets a reroll for any player. And y'all, so far we have needed them. So please donate if you're able to. And again, we will be right back. Hi everyone, and welcome back. We are so excited again that you are joining us as we play A Familiar World. This is a really fun Powered by the Apocalypse game that I believe is still in development, but we're able to play with the quick start guide for our charity stream tonight, supporting direct relief. They are deploying emergency supplies requested by health facilities in Hawaii. So if you are able to donate, please, please, please check out the link in the pinned stream chat to support them and their efforts. You'll also see that you get some fun incentives that you can throw into the game. For every $10 you donate, you can gift a reroll to any player. For $25, you can gift a nat success, and for $75, you can name the next NPC. For every $5 you donate, you also get entered into a raffle to win a Talon and Card gift claw. Nope. Totally butchered that. A Talon and Claw gift card. There we go. Ooh, I'm sick.
They should change their thing to be called gift claws.
That's fun.
That would be very fun. I like that.
Gift claw.
But anyway, I am going to kick it over to Tenzin to start our recap of the story so far.
Yes, this is great. I woke up, well, as I do every day, in a fit of panic. I need my coffee. I drink maybe 2 cups, and I usually hope that my practitioner, Lady Kip, is in the space. Unfortunately, she wasn't. Must have ran off to one of her impulsive adventures, as she usually does. For a bit, I thought that may have been okay, but she's been gone far too long. And so I went to look for her with the help of my other familiar friends. We have CJ and Rippet, respectively. And on our way, I did sort of drop CJ off of a certain height. Luckily, cats always land on their feet, so CJ is all right. Still has.
I like the package.
Yes, and Rippet delivers packages, and we received a very crucial portion of the map that I was looking for, so that'll help me find my master. So,
At the murder soiree.
we assume no, not murder, maybe just a soiree, hopefully, but we did find this paved cave where it just smells awful.
I hit it with my butt.
And yes, Rippet, luckily, tore down the very strategically placed rubble. And we are very suspicious now that this was some sort of kidnapping, maybe. But not a murder, not that we know of yet. But could be a kidnapping.
It smells like death in here.
But we are in this cave, trying to find a way out or through.
With the help of peanut butter.
And friendship.
Sure. We're on our way to find our practitioners. That's the recap.
Beautiful. So does anyone have anything to add from their perspective? So as you venture forth into these dark tunnels towards the murder soiree, are you just letting Rippet kind of take the lead, or either of you attempting to discern anything from the tunnels as you go along?
I am going to look for little breadcrumbs or pieces of candy, because I read in a book once to kids that they were lost in the forest and they used breadcrumbs and or candy to find their way out of it. And so maybe, just maybe, JC would have done the same.
Oh, was that the Little Red Riding Hood?
I'm almost positive you're correct. Yes.
Yes, the one with the bears in it.
Uh-huh. And I think maybe there was a wolf that was blowing a house down too.
Oh, yes, where the 3 little armadillos lived in their houses.
And I'm almost, wasn't there a Shrek that said, "This is my swamp"?
See, now I know you're messing with me, because none of those stories have armadillos in it.
Are you saying that they armadillo don't?
Okay. I get a roll plus wit from you, CJ.
It's a 9.
Reroll it. Use one of our rerolls. We got 3 of them.
No, we need those for other things.
You might actually
Unless
need them for
donate.
other things.
Donate
yes,
now so I can roll a 12 on this witty comeback.
Well, you once heard. You are quite literally, you once heard. That is one of your moves. So as you're telling this anecdote, let's see how successful it might be in assisting to find whatever path you are traveling on.
This anecdote.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna use a reroll.
Okay.
And I'm glad I did, because that's an 11.
Beautiful. So an 11 is definitely a full success. You have a hold 2, whoever needs it, for your rolls to find your way through this tunnel. Hold 2 in this particular case means that you have 2 added to that roll or rolls relating to it, because you do actually start finding candy wrappers. Yes.
Secret tunnel.
Very, very much secret tunnel. You are in a secret tunnel, which the woods do span atop hills or foothills and the start of a mountain range. So you might be in a secret tunnel through the mountain, and etc., etc., etc. I'm not going to sing. You don't want to hear me sing.
Yes, we do.
But yes. So you are finding little candy wrappers.
Are they candy wrappers that any of our people like to eat?
I lick them.
This one in particular tastes like mallow root.
Not a fun candy.
No, it's not. Do any of your practitioners actually eat candy? That's a good question.
It's not a fun candy. I look at CJ, I'm like, it's probably yours.
What candy is it?
Mallow root.
Jess doesn't know what mallow root is.
I don't know what mallow
But it
root
sounds
is.
very boring.
Then I'll say.
Mallow is a variety of plants that inspired marshmallows.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
Mal.
it's not quite as So it's not quite as sweet as actual like modern marshmallows, but it has that kind of sweet, creamy taste to it with a little bit of herbaceousness. This one in particular is kind of sticky because they use the sap and some sort of crushing to create the mallow root candy. So it's like a residue that he has licked off of it. So there's also rat breath in addition to the remains of mallow root.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
It's like sticking to my little hands.
You know, JC did just get a new shipment of candy, one that I haven't been able to put my finger on quite yet. And I'm gonna put my finger on it.
You don't have any fingers.
But what's this? And I'm just gonna shake my finger in front of you.
That's a toe bean.
That's a toe bean.
Okay, well, you know what? Okay,
Look at
I
these.
haven't been able to get my little toe beans on them. And then I'm gonna put
Stuff.
my toe bean onto the mallow root candy and say, this seems like something that she would eat. I say we follow the mallow root candy wrappers.
You find a couple of others. They aren't just mallow root candy, but you do find a couple of others, and it is in the direction that you guys were traveling in.
I lick all of them.
You find licorice and peppermint. You find peanut butter. You also find what seems to be like the wax wrapping that had been around some like granola style rations. It's just kind of a mixed bag of variety of snacks that don't all seem to work together. But someone has been snacking and littering as they go.
This might be Joe.
I could the granola bar, I mean, I feel like that's something my practitioner would eat, being on those adventures, needing, high energy, high protein, quick, kind of travel snacks. Could we say that could be it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
amazing.
it's entirely reasonable. Yeah.
So then, Grape will say, take their feather and wings, go under their beak. Go. Based on what we've found so far, are you copying me? Stop copying me. Based on what
With that, I'm going
I've
to take out the
gathered-
feather that you gave me, and I'm going to start rubbing that under my chin.
Oh, you two are just adorable, aren't you?
Yes.
Let me get to my point, please. Please, can I get to my point? Now, thank you. Based on what I've gathered here, you both found snacks, and now I have also found a snack that my practitioner and your practitioners, respectively, have tried or eaten or favors. That tells me all three of them have been together through this cave.
Maybe it's a snack soiree.
Yes. Yes, maybe.
That stinky cave.
But
Yeah,
why
that
would they
doesn't
all...
What if they're the snacks? What if this is a murder soiree?
We're
No,
back.
No. No. Why would all three of them venture so deep into this cave? And why would there be drag marks unless all three have been kidnapped? But then they were allowed to eat. But then they escaped what kidnapped them. But then maybe they got lost.
Maybe two of our people are conspiring against the third.
Well, it wouldn't be Lady Kif. That's a fact.
So you're saying that Lady Kif was conspired against?
Yes, that's very most likely.
So you're saying that Lady Kif would have come all the way to my place to be dragged all the way out here?
It could have been a ruse. Maybe you had something Lady Kif wanted. I mean, not you, but JC.
Those are some pretty big words you're throwing around there, Grape.
They were very simple words.
Some big implications.
Well, you did say 2 out of 3, and it's most likely not Lady Kif.
Maybe we should just keep walking. Walking.
That's
All right.
Ripit is just like slowly, like as they're talking, like slowly picking up a rock, just like putting it back down. Now that we're walking, it's just like, all right.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm just loving that Ripit is just letting them argue and not arguing the innocence of their human or person. Just like, I'm ready if needed. But yeah, so as you go along, you do eventually find what might be signs of light or cracks or something bringing light into the cavern system. And comparing it to the map that you quite conveniently have, you are heading towards an offshoot that was kind of circled. And in that offshoot is where you find that, yes, there is some sort of crack in the earth or the cave, allowing some natural light in. And curled up in a bed of these snack wrappers is a little fuzzy imp-like creature that is currently licking the residue off of another mallow root candy.
It's an imp. Wait.
Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Does it hear us?
It's ignoring you. It is just...
Did Ripit keep the wrappers that they were licking, or did they discard them after licking them?
I kept the peanut butter one.
Now, Ripit, do you think that maybe we could use that to trick the imp into talking us into answering our questions? And I'm going to gesture towards the peanut butter wrapper. Everyone knows that imps are just overjoyed when met with the presence of peanut butter. I read it in a book once.
Oh, the book with the 50 mattresses, and then there was a little like a peanut in under it, right? Yes, that one.
That's the one.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm sorry. My brain just fully just blanked.
Yeah, you had a little bit of a blue screen right there.
I will take the peanut butter wrapper in my toe beans and walk over towards the imp and say, "Hello, imp." And I'm going to just like hold the peanut butter in my fingers like this.
It like tongue still out, like mid lick of this old mallow candy wrapper.
I have something that you want. And I believe that you have something that I want. Maybe. Perhaps. Or maybe, and I'm gonna like pretend to eat the wrapper.
It slowly lowers the wrapper that it is currently holding. No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Cats don't need wrappers. I mean, what would you want? Whether I shouldn't ask that of a cat. Who are you? How'd you get down here? What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
I just am looking for 3 people who walk upright and are about 7 to 12 mies in height.
I didn't see anyone walking upright that are 7 to 12 years.
They might have been dragged.
Wow.
Go ahead and roll plus wit to read a creature.
It is a 10.
10.
Yeah.
So that is a full success. You are able to read approximately three things about this creature. Is there anything specific that you want to know about it, or should I just provide a couple of things that you would inherently notice?
Can you provide 2 things and then I ask for a third?
He kind of winces and looks back in the direction that you had been walking, in an obvious sign of, yeah, that was definitely it, but without wanting to say it. And then promptly shakes his head in an obvious lie.
I would like to know how I could get the creature to just talk honestly with us.
Imps inherently are deceitful, but they do ride very easy. So if perhaps you had more than just the one wrapper that it already wants to eat, or perhaps even packages with things inside that it could eat, it would probably provide any information that you want, because they are very disloyal to whatever fear or promise they had made.
I'm going to look at the imp and take off my pack, and just spill it. But I am gonna hold on to my tuna treats at the top. I don't want the tuna treats, and they have a very distinctive like shape. That imp is not getting my tuna treats, and I'm just gonna let it all fall to the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 treats. I came prepared.
All right.
This could be yours, imp.
So
Stop fucking with me.
Its 4 eyes sparkle, and the fluff that goes like a mohawk down its head and around its body, like a really weird disjointed capuchin monkey, fluffs up. And it shuffles very slowly off of the nest of wrappers.
All mine? I'll mine you for what?
The 3 that were dragged, you take us to the halfway point of where they were dragged to. I give you 2 now, plus the wrapper, and then you get the other 3 when we get to the halfway point.
Deal.
And I'm gonna kick over the shittiest snacks first.
Okay. And the wrapper?
And the wrapper.
Promptly shoves the entire wrapper in his mouth and starts chewing on it while gathering the snacks that you have brought and sent to him and putting them in what you had not even realized was a kangaroo-like pouch on its stomach. Just shoving them in there.
How big is this imp again compared to Grape? Who's a big parrot?
Maybe like a foot tall.
Now, how big is Grape?
Let's
say
I
like
believe 3 feet. That is a
big parrot.
big parrot.
Big
That is a
familiar.
big parrot. All right. So yeah, smaller than Grape.
Oh, doggy's going for it. Okay.
Oh yes. He's got to get comfy.
Well, Grape, not truly trusting imps, just goes up to the imp, looms over, and says, with its scary, with his scary eyes, he's mastered this, and says, "If you so much as dare to betray us, or lie, or to mislead us to danger, I eat little ones like you for lunch. So be warned."
Roll plus spirit to influence the creature via intimidation.
Plus spirit. My spirit's great.
Oh.
Oh, it's a 5 and a 4, so that's a 9 plus 3. What is that, 12? Yeah.
Yeah, good job. Yeah. So that is a success. And it kind of cowers a little bit further down, shoves the entire packet of snacks, wrapper and all, into its mouth so that it doesn't say or react beyond that, and just kind of nods. Its like snake-like tail comes around and like nods in time with its head.
And then I take my wing and I'm like, do this. And I turn around and have join the group.
So yeah, it mouthful of snack and snack wrapper ventures out and into the tunnel, helping to lead you in a particular direction. It's looking over its shoulder on occasion to gauge where you are, and in particular where Grape is. But it's scurrying fast. Like, this is not a walk, this is not casual, it is scurrying fast. Do you try to tell it to slow down, or do you just kind of trot along after it?
I'm doing my
Not
bird
faster than me.
run.
Nothing's faster than me.
He might be fast as
Okay.
fuck, but we're fast as fuck, boy, so.
I'm faster by
Okay.
flying, but not so much with my waddling like this. I'm the last one in the train.
Okay.
I would like to invoke my cat
Beautiful.
zoomies.
Okay, so and this little imp creature, it's almost like it's in the zoomies itself, as it's occasionally looking back over its shoulder to make sure that you're still following, or make sure that it's not about to be pounced on by Grape. Either or could be any of the above. So it bounces off the walls and occasionally hangs off of the ceiling. And as you get to what seems to be a break in the tunnel that goes in a couple of different directions, it shoves the other entire packet of snacks into its mouth. Chewing on it like a chipmunk with bulging cheeks.
If any like trash falls out of its mouth and it doesn't notice and like pick it up, I'm going to pick it up, just in case we need further bargaining at the end.
Along the way, a couple pieces did fall out because it is a messy eater and left pieces of wrappers behind as it moved, almost like leaving a trail.
But I still have it threatened too, so we have that.
Yes.
Did you just say almost as if it was leaving a trail?
Yes.
I don't like this imp. Does it seem like we're nearing the point where it's going to drop us off?
Yes, it has stopped at this kind of fork in the tunnels.
I'm gonna throw it its snacks that I had promised and say, Imp, how did you know about the people that were dragged through here?
It swallows heavily, only halfway through chewing the bag of snacks that it had shoved into its mouth, and then goes,
Came through at the same time. Yeah. Ogre's that way.
points.
Ogre. Jinx.
Yeah. Bye.
Disappears.
No, you don't. Can I chase? Can I try to-
You can try and catch it before it disappears, yeah.
Yes, with my talons.
We will say that this is a painful strike to attempt to grab hold of it. So roll plus action.
Ooh, so action is okay. Yeah, my action is just a +1. So okay.
Good luck.
Of course, it's a 2. 2 + 1 is a 5.
5 is not even a partial success.
We don't even have
So-
rerolls.
Do you have any left?
I believe we do.
We have like 2 rerolls left.
I used one.
Yeah, we have 2
Okay.
left.
I used one from Jack, but I donated
Yeah,
in the beginning with 2.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
know if
you've-
those have been used yet, though.
Nope. They're still.
All right. So yeah,
they're
you've
still
got a
up.
reroll.
Well, I guess I helped myself then.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That's a 5 and a... Oh, I think this is... Yeah, that's a 6. I haven't used this a lot. So 5 and a 6, that's great. What is that?
Yeah.
11, 10.
Yeah.
Wait, no, 11... No, what am I saying?
Plus one
9
is
and
12.
10. 9 and 10.
Math is hard.
So I just have the +1.
We're too
Right.
gay for that. Nope.
Okay. I understand. I get it.
Are you
but yes, that
saying
is a
I look
success.
gay? Oh my god, like...
So with that reroll, we'll call it it almost looks like you get there too late and that it has disappeared. But your talons, your familiar magical talons, wrap around the mist that it had kind of turned into as it disappeared and drag it back into physicality. And it is there with 4 wide eyes staring right up into your very angry parrot face.
Well, I did warn you, little one. And I like with the talons, like push the imp against the floor, and just start opening my mouth as like just opening my beak to kind of like slowly approach, to see what it tries to say.
I brought you here. I brought you here, and it's like you don't have to eat me. I didn't think there's and what do you want? I brought you here.
Where is my lady Kith?
I don't know what a lady gift is.
She is an elf. She's got silver hair. She's got dark purplish skin. She is an adventurer, practices magic, about 6 feet tall, anything. Any of that ring a bell?
Oh yeah, the ogre's definitely got her. Can you let me go now?
Where are the ogres?
Uses its tail to point down the same hallway that it initially had, or not hall, but tunnel, that it had initially pointed you toward before trying to disappear.
How many are there?
I don't know how to count.
That imp is gay.
Possibly. You don't know.
Impossible. Okay.
Nope, I read it in a book, actually. If you don't know how to do math, you're gay.
You're gay.
That's quite an implication. Okay.
End the stream. We're out of here.
What are
Okay.
you implying? Sorry.
That's it. All right, I'm done.
Right, adding those
Give
to
all
the
the
dad
money.
joke counters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, is there anything we need to know before I eat you?
I don't taste very good. I mostly taste like rotted meat, and there's like more than a little, but less than a bunch. I don't know.
All right. Does anybody have any questions for this little meatball?
Sorry, little meatball. I'm good investigator, and this is mean investigator. We went straight over bad investigator.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, fully not digested.
All right. And then Grape lets the imp go. Grape wasn't actually gonna eat it.
Thank you, bye.
Disappears.
Well, it seems that ogres have captured our practitioners. Have any of you ever come across ogres before?
No, but I have read about them in a book.
Oh my.
Well, sometimes they just yell at people to get out of their swamp, and other times they do murder soirees. So, I'm not confident.
Ribbit?
Mm-hmm.
Any ogre knowledge you may know? Have you ever come across an ogre? Have I come across an ogre?
Do either of you have Wisdom of the World as an available move?
Nope.
I do.
Ooh.
All right. If you would like to roll plus wit to gain knowledge from possible previous experiences or the book that you read about the swamp-loving murder soiree having ogre.
I rolled a 9. And I would like to just know what secrets I know about ogres that I've definitely read in a book.
They are much like a familiar who does not have a practitioner, not properly tethered to the world. They come through either through magical surges or an accident happening, and generally just cause mayhem and destruction while there. And yes, they do really like swamps and are very possessive over things. So you are not quite sure how it has gained physicality to be in the world.
I'm going to share this information with my friends. And that one I read about in a book called Is My Sister an Ogre? The answer in the end was no, the sister was not an ogre, but
You read a lot of books that are questions.
well, the world is a question. Is it not? Oh no, I'm just kidding. It's not. The world goes round.
Is Ripid a flat earther? I hope not, because Ripid was just told that the world goes round.
Hold on, we'll see. What do I gotta roll? Ripid's a flat earther.
It's entirely up to you.
I'm gonna roll wit. I rolled a 7.
I mean,
You're not
that's...
sure if the world is round or flat. It's a partial success. You don't know. That does make sense that the world is a question then.
You're a world Gnostic, really.
Yeah.
So after telling y'all what I know about ogres, I will say we should sneak. We should go quietly, just to scope things out.
All right. Who? I mean, I'm probably the largest one here, so I'll be behind.
Okay.
With Ribbit not immediately volunteering themselves to be in the front, I will
Okay.
step forward slowly,
Okay.
ever so
Okay.
slowly, giving them all of the chances that they have to step in front of me, but seeing as they are not, I will lead
Yep.
this train into certain murder soiree.
Certain murder soiree. Yes. So. And AJ's just like, I don't know.
AJ, we all died just now. The ogres got us.
But yes, so leading the pack with the independence and adventuresome nature that is CJ. You sneak and you sneak and you gradually find more of the source of that pungent aroma that initially had greeted you.
It's body odor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah. It's but BO and rotting meat, and it's just nasty. It's just nasty. But you come across a large, not really cavern, but opening in the cave system. And you've spent some time in your adventure. It was afternoon when this all started. It's coming to be nightfall. The sun has set, a full moon is above, and in this opening, you see a shoddily put together bonfire, a couple of wooden haphazard cages hanging from broken, dead husks of trees, a variety of imp-like creatures flitting around, very fearful of a large, bulbous figure that is definitely an ogre, that is currently picking its teeth with some sort of, not really twig, branch?
I have an amazing idea that might be just wild enough to work.
My ears are gonna perk up and like face toward you.
Oh, yes, we're whispering. Yes. There's that one single ogre right now, or there's a few, more than few.
I don't know
One
if
ogre
it's
and a
engaged
variety
or
of
not.
imps.
And sorry, one ogre and a variety of.
A variety of imps. And yeah, as far as you can tell, you don't know if it is engaged or otherwise romantically
Single?
involved to be considered single or not.
Okay. Well, I had this spell that's called Awaken, where I can manipulate elements, materials, like the natural things, like things of nature.
Like
so
roots
I was
or vines or
Yeah.
dead trees.
exactly. So
Or
that's
fire.
that toothpick or the twig that's in the ogre's mouth. I'd like to have it grow very fast, so it stabs the ogre right through the head.
Oh my god.
My guy! Great!
Dracula
So-
parrot.
So you will have to sneak a little closer to be able
Okay.
to get to that, but I would definitely allow you to attempt to awaken the portion of branch that it is picking its disgusting teeth with.
Oh, yes, I will tippy toe with my talons closer.
Okay. As you get closer, you see in the very haphazardly put together cages hung from the tree, 3 humanoid figures. Go ahead and roll action for your sneak, though.
Oh, man, my action's not that great. Okay. Oh, it's a 12 plus a 1.
Nice.
13.
Alrighty, yeah. So 13, that is a full success. You guys watch as Grape waddles forward and pauses and kind of ducks out of the sight of the imps that are paying more attention to making a mess than their surroundings. And then waddles forward a little bit and looks up at the cave. Or not the cave, the cages. And you're close enough to affect it now. But you are also close enough to affect the tree that is currently suspending those cages. What would you like to do?
Oh. Well, more numbers the better than something that definitely need our practitioners' assistance.
I think I can do something that can help you out with a decision.
Yeah. What is it?
I think as you're sneaking, Rip is just gonna be like, all right, time to run. And
Time to rip
is
it.
time to rip it. And is just gonna fully just like engage the energy and fully like Looney Tunes just like starts like running in place, and to the point that it's just like a bunch of dust is coming up and just going. And I'm going to use my entrancing movement to catch and hold the attention of all the creatures that are over there.
Okay.
Teamwork.
So roll plus action to utilize entrancing movement.
My action is great. That's
Mhm.
8 plus 3.
Okay, that is a definite complete success. So you kick up a little bit of dust running in place, and then you dart forward. And the imps that had really just not been paying attention to anything are suddenly paying attention to you, as is the ogre that is easily like 15 feet tall, currently kind of lounged down and using part of the branch to pick its teeth, but it is paying very close attention to you. So
I
that
think I'm
is
doing
all
very
targeted
much-
creatures.
Yeah.
So all of them are watching you.
I think fully just like if I can get like the imps or the ogre to chase me, it's just very much
Okay.
the like the Daffy Duck like
Okay. So CJ, what would you say you're doing while you're watching all of this? Since I'm going to assume that means that you're going to target the tree, Grape.
Yes.
I honestly think that I am recording all of this. This is so interesting. I could maybe write my own book about the adventures that we've done. Obviously, the other two would be contributors, but I'd be the main author, of course, being the
just fully
studious
pulls
one
out
I am.
camcorder.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're the one that's back there going, okay, yeah, no, like dodge that type of thing. Okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so with that, Grape, you are using Awaken, so roll plus Spirit to awaken the, I'm guessing at this point, dead tree.
Yes, to, I guess, drop our practitioner gently. Or whatever makes the cages break.
Yeah.
Or open up. Maybe they're all connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so with spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with Spirit.
Okay, so it's a 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10. Thank you, spirit.
That is a complete success. So this tree, it's gnarled and broken and in no way able to grow leaves and remain healthy anymore. Don't know what happened to it, possibly the ogre, but it shudders and squirms like an ant, and roots lift up out of the ground because this is now fully awakened and thus a moving around dead tree that the branch that had been keeping the cages up in the air lowers, dropping them to the ground, and it just kind of tilts its broken, jagged crown in an almost way of looking at you, but there is no face, there are no eyes.
So like a zom tree.
Yeah, kind of. And it is roots up out of the ground. It is a fully awakened tree.
The undent.
Yes, undent.
Yes. Is it friendly? I say, hello, friend. I have given you freedom of mobility.
So it moves as if sentient, and you've got 10 minutes of it moving around as if sentient. And it just kind of tilts down towards you, which luckily, because this really would have gotten the attention of everything around you, they are entranced by the one that had previously fully succeeded on their entrancing movement. So they, all of the imps and this massive ogre are chasing after you, Rippet, and the ogre is lumbering and it shakes the ground, causing spurts in the fire and everything. And out of the corner of your eye, you see this dead, gnarled tree literally rip its roots from the ground and tilt towards Grape. And it can't speak. You're not even sure if it can hear, but it doesn't attack you.
It's always good.
So,
Rippet, I would also like you to roll to avoid danger as something takes a swipe at you.
ooh.
Well, okay. I'm rolling. What am I rolling? Action?
Avoid damage, yes. Roll plus action to avoid damage.
You know what? I'm gonna accept this failure. Guys, we gotta fail sometimes. You know? We can't always be succeeding. I know we have another reroll, but who knows what that's gonna be used for.
Yeah. So instead of taking your grace of a partial failure, you have, I'm guessing it's below a 6, or
Yes.
6 or below?
Yes.
Okay. One of the imps plows into you in an attempted tackle, and you take 3 gloom. As you are somersaulted with this imp also taking damage across the ground, and then start to try and get back up to continue your entrancing movement. So you have taken 3 gloom.
Okay, that's all right.
Seeing this happen to my good rat friend, I am going to kind of like almost bury my notebook because this is very important to me and I would hate for it to fall and the evidence of our greatness be destroyed. I'm going to find a safe place to put this, and then I am going to start trying to find my way towards our people.
Okay. So you have a feeling that they are in the cage that Grape had turned their focus towards. You cannot quite see them from where you are. You're a little too far away. So go ahead and roll, not just with the hold 3 that you had for tracking earlier, but with a hold of 4. And this is roll wit.
Well, it's a 12.
12 plus 4 equals 16. So
Nice.
you are positive that that is where they are, and as you approach, you are able to observe more of that, and all 3 of them are unconscious.
Are there any imps around?
They all had been chasing Rippet. So as like Rippet jumps back up and continues their run, one of them looks very, very beat up as they run past, completely ignoring the rest of you.
I would like to tinker with the lock to see if I can break it, please.
All right. So go right ahead. That is rolling plus wit.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's a 10. I can math. I rolled a
Yes.
7 plus my 3. Incredible.
Yes. Yay, math. So yes, that breaks the lock. So you kind of climb up and you're messing with the lock, and you probably read a book on this once.
How to
Almost definitely
break
read a book
locks
on this.
and rescue your friends.
Yeah. So like claw jams in there and like breaks the very crude lock off.
I am going to pounce onto JC.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna headbutt her over and over and over again, and yell, "Food! Feed me!"
Okay, so she is a little bruised up, a little scratched. You can see like bits of dirt and greenery under her nails from where she had indeed been clawing at the ground. How you did not hear her being literally abducted, you are not sure. But she does start to stir. There's just like the slightest groan, not as much of a that you are used to of human going, okay, yeah, I'll get you food. It's just very much more of a.
Just gonna go back and forth between all of the people, just headbutting them and saying, "Feed me! It's time to wake up! I'm dying!"
Joe is the easiest to wake up, and like you're able to easily like pull the bag off of Joe's head. In the process of the feed me, it's time to wake up, and the third one, Lady Kiff, seems to be bespelled asleep.
Rats.
I would like to speak to the Zomtree, who has who's okay. So the cages are like unlocked, waking them up. The tree is to the side, maybe, or to like a whole different direction.
Like just to the side and kind of twisted in a way that it might be looking at you if it had a face.
Okay. Okay, so I still have that one more question left, right? Like one more communication left from the Awaken or whatever it was?
Yeah, because
I
you are from
commune.
the communing with nature.
Yes. I still
This
have
is
one.
also indeed nature that you have
Yeah.
awakened.
Woo! Okay. Oh, it's more like a question. Like, okay, so I'll ask. So I'll reach out my wing, my right wing, and I'll gently
Mhm.
caress it against the tree, and look up and ask, "Please protect us. Will you protect us and our friends?"
Okay. Okay. So with that, it seems to shift, and you're not sure if it's agreeing, but it does turn towards the chase.
Okay.
And one of its spindly, partially broken limbs reaches out and smacks an imp out of the air.
Yeah! It's what Grape yells in a super loud parrot voice.
So yeah, in the process of the chase, one of the imps was about to take another dive at you. The ogre is very slow moving, so it has not quite managed to catch up with your speedy speed. But one of the imps had been about to take another dive at you, and just directly over your scruffy head, a tree limb just swipes past you and smacks an imp out of the air and directly into the ground, and it does not wake back up. In fact, it gradually dematerializes.
Shit.
With Joe being awake,
Yes.
is he able to help rouse JC up at all?
He is a ritual practitioner. So yes, I will say that he can assist. So through understanding movement and through ritual practice, and oddly, the peanut butter crackers that he digs out of a pocket, crumbles it into his hands and casts some sort of ritual spell that does help JC recover from the slight concussion that they currently have, and wake up further.
Murder soiree, Jesus Christ.
Literally turned out to be a murder soiree.
Oh, JC, I'm so glad you're awake. You were kidnapped, but we found you. We saved you from murder.
They said something about it. Said some. Is it? I'd like to just go back to my room. I don't want that thing as a familiar. And he's looking at the ogre.
You're right, I'm your familiar. There's not enough room. Should I go talk? I'm right here. What are they thinking?
I just want to go back. I just want to go. Oh, my head hurts. Wait, what? And that's when she really starts to freak out. Because she was kidnapped by a bunch of imps that said something about turning an ogre into her familiar, and like you hear her like rambling to herself in this is really you only really hear about stuff like this in books, so I'm kind of living a room that's a little bit interesting, but this is, can you even force someone to be like take you as a familiar when they already have?
Just come back down onto the ground. I know that you're flying right now, JC. Just come back down onto the ground. Get your claws into the earth and just breathe. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. CJ's here.
Okay.
Grape is here. Rippett's here.
Um,
Like, make a show.
I'm gonna rip it.
yeah. Which I'm going to assume that still like sweating from the agoraphobia and not wanting to be out and having been black bagged and kidnapped, Joe is trying to cast the same ritual spell over Lady Kith to wake her the fuck up so that they can all escape.
I want to. Familiars have that like mental connection with our.
Yes.
So now that
Yes.
we're close enough, he's like, hey boss, what was? Did you need an ingredient here or something? Like, what's going on?
They and you zoom past the entire box of peanut butter crackers and a new set of headphones, and then it was just a bag over my head. I think there was a silence spell. You probably need to, at some point, lead them somewhere other than here if we're going to get away. You're just running in circles right now. Are you okay? You look a little injured. I am not used to being outside. And this is really just a minute. I gotta concentrate. And then pauses to continue waking Lady Kith up.
I feel like I've seen like material books of like ingredients for him to do like potions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just start grabbing stuff that I think are stuff for potions. So I think I'm
Okay.
gonna intentionally swipe off some imp hairs.
Mm-hmm.
Impaired swiping.
Imp hair
Okay.
swiping. I could swear there's like an ogre's tooth in there, but that's gonna be hard to get.
Oh.
Unless, you know, he's like a shark and there's just like a tooth lying around.
There is not a tooth lying around. If you're going to try and swipe imp hairs off of the creatures chasing you in circles around this open area, you will have to roll for a melee baneful strike to attempt to grab from their bodies.
Yeah. Alright. Just action, right?
Yes, roll plus action.
That's a 9.
Is a partial success. So you have hit and dealt either physical damage or gloom, in this particular case, physical damage by ripping hair off of it. But unfortunately, your target attacks you as well. So you take 1 point of gloom in addition to that. Ooh. Yes.
Coolio.
But you have successfully grabbed hair of an imp.
Hiya. This will probably be important later.
Yeah. The pause to do so, to turn around and grab that, does mean that the ogre's a little closer to you. Not quite in reaching distance to grab you, but closer now.
Mm-hmm.
There are other tunnel entrances leading into this open area that was to be used theoretically as a ritual to try and bind the practitioners to the ogre. But currently you are still just in this central area.
I think. Can I like I want to run between the ogre's legs and get to Grape.
Okay. That will be a roll to avoid damage because you are coming right in swiping, grabbing distance of a hand that is bigger than multiple of you.
Is the Zom tree still up?
The Zom tree is still up. We will say that the Zom tree also takes a swipe at the large ogre as they pause for this right between the legs type of move.
It's a 12.
12. So you successfully avoid damage.
Hell yeah.
It bends over, gets smacked right in the butt, and does not really a somersault. It's a little bit more blobby than that. But you hear the impact of it going ass over tea kettle and slamming into the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up to, run up to Grape or just be like, did you do that?
With a bit of, yeah, I guess I did.
Tell it to get us out of here. I'm just gonna go on the tree and let's just grab on.
One thing to know, it's, there's a time limit on this sort of thing.
That's why we need to go.
Oh, okay, I'll try. Can I try to, I don't know.
So
Make like a tree
yes.
and leave.
Oh my god.
You can attempt to influence a natural material once per day, I believe.
I can do what?
You're caretaker, correct?
Yes. I
So
didn't see that
once
part.
per day you have influence a
Oh.
natural material to
Oh
move
my
or
God.
change as it suits the situation.
Oh my god, could we do that thing that Groot did where like he opens up the inside, puts everybody in like for safety, and then just fucking runs?
Yeah, I'll let you guys do that. So as the imps just
Yeah.
kind of all gather around this massive ogre that has slammed like full on roll onto the ground because it got quite literally spanked by an awakened, gnarly, mostly dead tree, the zombant. The like gnarled tree turns as you exert your influence over it, and it seems to shudder almost as if confused, but a hole that had been in the bark, possibly an old owl nest or woodpecker nest of some kind, it just rips open and grabs first Lady Kif, who is just waking up, screams a little bit because a zombie awakened tree thing just grabbed her with its branch and shoves her inside of it. Does the same thing to a very eager Joe, because not going to be outside anymore. And then JC, you're right there on top of the slightly concussed and very confused JC as a branch comes at you to pick you up. And was that command out loud, Grape?
Yes.
Okay, you at least heard Grape try to direct the tree to do this. Do you go along for the ride? Do you try to defend your practitioner? Do you...
I'm just gonna actually curl around her neck,
Okay.
and I'm gonna complete the circle with my tail, and I'm gonna whisper in her ear, "It's okay, JC. I know this tree. We go way back. It's taking us out of here." Grape
Okay.
got a hold of it, and we're fine. Don't worry about it. We're fine.
What a treat.
This is the worst full moon in like a year. Okay, as she gets like lifted up out of the haphazardly built wooden cage, shoved into the body of an awakened
Into a
zombie
different
tree
wooden
thing.
cave.
Yeah. And it doesn't fully close around you guys because it was kind of initially a knot or hole in the wood to start out with. But it does start like its shambling movement into the cave, knocks into it almost comedically because it's just a little too tall to fit in the cave, and ducks down. It feels very tight in there with it ducked, CJ. Grape, are you riding the tree or flying after the tree as the ogre lumbers to its feet behind you guys?
I know, like, it's really hard to fit in there, I'd say, so it's a pretty tight fit, right?
Yeah, but
Oh.
we've got, like, Rippet clinging to the bark of its back.
Yeah, I'll just fly behind, just fly after.
Okay. So as you guys get into the tunnel, the tree gets maybe 7 minutes away, and there is the crumbling sound of rocks being knocked and thumps on the ground as the ogre attempts to fit into the opening with you guys. Doesn't fully succeed, gets a little stuck, and there's these snarling yells of the ogre grunting and trying to fit and chase after the practitioners that it had intended to bind to itself. You do hear the imps chasing after you as the time limit gradually starts to come to an end, and it peels itself open, dumping its passengers on the ground about the majority of the way through this tunnel, blocking part of it by just leaving a tree wedged into this cave tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
There's just enough room for you and Rippet to kind of squeeze past it to the now fully awake and ready to run practitioners.
I'm going to take my tuna treats out, and I'm going to give one a nice smell, and then I'm going to weep a little bit, and I'm going to just start throwing them in all of the different areas that we're not going, so the imps stop to eat the tuna treats. That is my
Nice.
sacrifice today.
It is a sacrifice. I'm going to let you just go ahead and do that without having to roll for it.
Yes.
But as you do so, letting the others get a little further ahead, JC kind of lagging behind so that she can kind of pick you up and run with her once you're done. You guys, I will say, successfully escape with the joyous cries of imps behind you, finding their new treats and even bags to lick.
Yes.
But it is nighttime as you enter out into the woods past this cave, and having been black bagged and then just kind of casually knocked out once being put into the cage, the agoraphobic and ready to get back to his room Joe does say that, yeah, it seemed to be that the ogre was trying to bond to them as a familiar to maintain its form. So eventually it's got to just like disappear, right? I mean, it's eventually it's going to disappear and we won't have to worry about it. And how I just want to go home. I just want to go home. I mean, like, this is what happens when you go outside, right? This is what happens. So I just want to go home.
Not all the time. I've read lots of books where people go outside and they don't get kidnapped for a murder soiree. But this happened to be an unfortunate chain of events for you. I'm sorry, Joe.
How's Lady Kif doing? Because I haven't had a chance to say hello. You're okay. We're good.
She is a little unnerved by the experience, but also it was a very interesting adventure.
Of course.
Yes.
Lady Kif, are you hurt anywhere? Do you need any assistance with anything I can help you with?
Do you think we could go back and study how long it takes him
No.
to... Okay.
Over my
But really,
dead
we
body.
could just... Okay. But really, we could
I
just...
said no, please.
You could go check for me?
I'll check from above. I'll keep a distance.
Yes, we wouldn't want anything to happen to you. And I'll just try to figure out what they happened to use on me near the house. And maybe find if there's any other infestations in the area. While you do that.
All right, and I have scared one of them into saying I eat little imps, so hopefully the word spreads as I let that one go.
Okay. Joe does notice that you are kind of at half of your normal self. You are flickering and partially see-through. Ribbit. What happened to you?
Good, take a nap.
A nap is good. A nap is good. Let's get you into like a ritual circle, and we'll burn some incense, and I'll get you a nice pile of peanut butter crackers to munch on. But we'll say that with that, you have successfully reobtained your practitioners from the imps and ogre that had kidnapped it, with the ogre's intent to quite literally force its way into having a form permanent on the face of the world. Who knows what disasters it might have wrought had it succeeded, if that's even possible. But also, you have the knowledge of someone tried to steal your people.
And then we stole them back.
Yeah, we did.
You did, and beat their ass with a dead tree.
Get me a switch, you said, basically.
Yeah, kind of. Technically, it kind of picked its own since it decided on the area to start in.
Yeah.
But so you have succeeded. What would you say the rest of your evening looks like as you go back home, either in the arms of your practitioner or with the insistence of it would be better to take a look in the morning since you are not a nocturnal bird, etc.?
Lots of comedic honk shoes. Just ching, ching. Getting back to my more full, less intangible form.
Yes.
And good old feast.
Okay. Yes. A feast of little corn bits and peanut butter crackers and seeds, since Joe knows that you get into it when he's not looking. And a promise that he's gonna give you tomorrow off. Like, it's scary outside. Puppy dog! But yes, so a promise that you are going to have the next day or more off. Like, deliveries can wait. Deliveries can wait. He's only got one familiar, and you did a lot for him. You saved him. He's never going outside again.
He doesn't need to. He doesn't need to. He can stay inside forever.
Great. How would you say your evening / next morning go?
Oh, I thought you said great as a response, but you meant me. Great.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. For Grape, getting home immediately crashes onto the sofa, just like
Yeah.
flat wing out, tail feather out, just kind
Yeah.
of starts snoring, not really paying attention now that Lady Kif is safe, but not. It's a very short sleep, maybe like 3 hours before some noise or clatter wakes him up, and it's fucking Lady Kif like preparing her knapsack for the next freaking adventure, and I'm just like, oh my god, let me just get my coffee, and I'm just like, oh, not again.
Which she has arranged you a little bit more comfortably so that you didn't wake up in an uncomfortable or like painful position. She arranged your wings properly and even set you up on a little nest of pillows on the couch, draped a blanket so that it would be nice and dark because the house is entirely lit up. She has a couple of things planned out on the map, and the knapsack is mostly full.
Oh, he's gonna die of a heart attack.
Too much coffee.
There is a tray of Ecuador roast beans out for you.
Oh, okay, then we're all fine.
Just-
Just like, and it just breaks it in his mouth, and just, how parrots eat. It's very, very thorough.
CJ, as you are carried home in the arms of your concussed but healing, because that ritual was fairly effective, practitioner, how would you say your evening goes?
Well, because she is recovering from a concussion, I will not force her to write. But I've looked at my notebook, and in the excitement of the fight, it came out just like cat scratch. Like, I can barely read any of my notes. And so I would like her to record what I say into the book. Again, I'm still an author. And obviously the other two will also be credited, but it's a lot of work for my little toe beans,
It is. So we'll say that the next couple of days are spent with her gradually absorbing the recovery ritual that had been cast over her with the crumbled peanut butter crackers. Taking your dictation of the adventure and occasionally adding a couple details here and there that you only notice after you start reading it. But it's just filling in information that you just hadn't been present for.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. But yes, so you have reobtained your practitioners. Everyone is safe, at least for the most part. Great. Everyone has survived. No one went into the fully incorporeal state. And on Grape's last flyby, the ogre or signs of it have dissipated. And yes, there's at least 2 other imp infestations in the woods.
I'll take care of that.
But yes, so hope you guys had fun. That was entertaining
That
little
was
game.
So cute.
Yeah.
Yes. I love getting to play animals. Just something about it is just extra punny too when you get to it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, friends, should we tell everyone who we are and where they can find us? Let's start with AJ this time.
Hi, my name is AJ, also known as Susha Kid. You can find me everywhere as Susha_Kid or Husha Kid, depending on the site or whatever, because sometimes they don't like underscores. Yeah, just follow my socials. Look at my website, hushakid.wordpress.com, to see all the stuff that I do, and hire me to make videos so I can have money to do a cosplay of Pan from Stray Gods. So
Awesome. Awesome. Very cool.
Let's hear from Tenzin.
All right. Hi, I'm Tenzin. You can find me on Twitter under at Tenzin Days, as in days of the week. I am part of multiple different things. You can find that on my Twitter under the website link for Card. So all my projects are pretty much highlighted there. But a special project that I'm producing and hosting and have like a great editor for is called Hot People Play TTRPG. You can find that on Spotify, Amazon, and Podbean or some shit? Anyways, it's on Spotify. So Hot People Play TTRPG. It's an intimate, fun interview. Plus, we play a 2-player TTRPG, and it's a good time. So check it out.
Very cool.
And Evie?
All right, looks like I got a couple of things to look up. I am Evie, the Disaster GM. I am the director and GM for Altered Echo Archives. Our current running campaign is Empyrean Rising. You can see a little tapestry of the character silhouettes behind me. A cipher system-based game for chaotic nut jobs just trying to survive the magic apocalypse, essentially. But yeah, so it's super fun, and that's usually where you can find me, except when I am lucky enough to be asked into another stream.
That leaves me. I'm Jess, and I appreciate everyone for coming through and supporting Direct Relief with their Hawaii efforts for the medical hospitals there. I appreciate everyone who donated. I appreciate Evie for GMing this very cute game, and for AJ and Tenzin for joining this evening. I do charity streams, TTRPG charity streams at least once per month. And hopefully we'll see y'all back soon. That's me, and that's the end. Good night.
Thank you.
And see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.